The Three Ranger Bros Studios is proud to present Within the Writing Room, a podcast led by myself, Cosplay637, and Tai Tiger. The three bros are story writers, and we turn them into audio dramas for you, the listeners, to listen to. And me and Tai often sit down and discuss our stories, help each other with certain stories, make new stories up, and we always find a way to make our stories link together. And here, you get to hear what that sounds like on this podcast. So, this podcast may not be what you're used to. Consider this as a look into behind the scenes of the stories we create. So, strap in as you witness some of the best stories in fan fiction come to life. And please enjoy your stay within the writing room. Well, you've already got Craig going, so.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to mention was about a year ago, me and A Crown kind of came up with a Forever Blue idea. So obviously in Forever Red, it's 10 Red Rangers, all Rangers up to date at that point. It was kind of cool. So I want to do a Forever Blue. Now, I don't want to do every Blue Ranger because that would be like over 30 characters. That would just be ridiculous. But I thought we could do 10. And A Crown came up with a cool idea of why there's a Forever Blue. And he came up with the idea of, in Mighty Morphin, Billy gets cloned.
Yeah.
So A Crown came up with the idea of what if that clone goes evil? What if that clone, goes nuts? So I've actually kind of maybe made it work where we use your Ultra Ranger Billy, because obviously you have the Council of Billies. What if I keep the clone idea in a different universe, that clone becomes a Nega Ranger and goes around the universe taking out other Billies? And that's what his plan is. So Ultra Ranger Blue, aka Billy, has to form a team of 10 Blue Rangers. And I want to make it so it's our stuff, but also mainstream stuff. So obviously, number one would be Ultra Blue. But then I was also thinking Cyberforce, because obviously I do like my Cyberforce. So that would be Justin, sorted. I was also then going to include Elias. So that's obviously Blue Viking Ranger, that's global. And then Luca, which obviously is my Time Force Ranger. So I'm using a mainstream ranger, but it's my one. And then I was going to say, well, if I'm including Universe 19 and, your Billy's leading this, am I putting this on Universe 19?
We can. I don't see why not.
And then I was going to ask your help to see if we can, I've only got 4, so I kind of 6 more. So I was going to ask you, do you have any ideas for Blue Rangers we could include?
So we got Billy, Luca, Justin, and who else?
Elias.
Oh, Xander's. I was like...
Yeah, he's global Blue Viking Ranger.
What about Skyforce Blue?
Yeah, but that's
Sam, I think.
That's 3 from from Universe 19 though. Unless...
Okay. I mean, that's just the first one that popped in my head, but...
I mean, we could do, actually, saying that, because that is already 3. Who is Skyforce Blue again?
I'm pretty sure it's Sam. Give me a second.
I was going to say, I'm sure it's Sam, but I could be wrong.
Stories. Skyforce.
It'd help if I could spell people's names correctly.
Yeah, it's Sarah or Sam, because it's Swallow. The Swallow Ranger.
So I could have Billy. Weird. So I could have Billy round up Justin and Sam.
Yes.
And then I could have him pick up Elias and Luca. So that's 5 done. So I just need another 5. And I don't know exactly where to go.
Does A Crown have any Blue Rangers?
Yeah, Billy.
Just Billy. Shoot. Well,
I
we
mean,
could take from yours. We could take Jungle Fury Blue because he'd be a master by now.
so that'd be Theo.
We could take both Thunder Blue and Ninja Blue.
Ooh, Navy. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
And what about Coda? Because I like Coda. I like how he talks.
Well, okay, I won't. Hang on. I won't. I'll put in Tori a second.
Uh-huh.
Ninja Storm. So that's Tori. And you like Dino Charge, which is Coda. Coda, funny. Okay, so that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8.
Okay.
I haven't put in Blake just yet because we only have 2 girls at the minute.
Okay, so we want another girl. Why not Mystic Blue?
Yes. Oh fuck. Yeah. What's her name though?
I don't remember.
I'll have to Google it 1 second. Mystic Force Blue works very well because that's another woman. And then we have
Is there any other blue?
Girl wise, I don't think so because the only time they've done girl blues is Ninja Storm and Mystic Force, isn't it?
I think so. Hang on. Let me. While you're Googling her name, I'll Google if there's any others.
Okay, we'll tag team the whole researching blue. Madison would be her name.
Okay, so in actual canon, no.
Why don't we
There-
pick a ranger that isn't a girl, but I make up a new character and in another universe it is a girl? Because like in the comic books they did the whole like 1980s rangers, and I'm sure like the Red Ranger's a woman. Like the actual Red Tyrannosaurus Ranger's a woman and stuff like that.
Ooh.
So we could pick a Blue Ranger and then I'll make a new character just in a different universe that is automatically a girl.
Well, I just saw one and it gave me a really good idea. Because it's potential girls too. And it has the Shark Ranger. What if because we got the one from Jungle Fury. What if she's one of his students?
So
You know?
it wouldn't be a Spirit Ranger, it'd be an actual Ranger.
Actual Ranger, yeah.
Okay. So
It's just an idea.
ooh. So let's put 1 second. I have to Jungle Fury.
Oh shoot. Okay. It's not the Shark Ranger. Now that I'm looking at it. It's the one that are cubes. You know, the Super Sentai that use the cube, and their Megazord is a bunch of cubes. It's her.
Ah, I see.
So, but we could still take the idea of a Shark Ranger. Could still use the suit. It's just not from that. You know what I mean? Or you make a suit. Either or.
Well, looking at the mixture that we've got, Ultra is mystical animal, Cyberforce and Skyforce are vehicles, Vikings got a humanoid, Time Force is a vehicle, Jungle's animal, Ninja Storm's animal, Dino Charge's animal, Mystic Force is a mystical. So we kind of have to throw in another animal in there anyway.
Well,
so
technically Skyforce is an animal. Because they're birds.
yeah, that's very true.
And another potential thought for if we don't want to make the Shark Ranger a girl, what about Omega Blue
Omega
from the
Blue?
comics? From the comics.
I'd have to Google that. Omega.
There's 2 versions of her. Well, there's 2 versions of the Blue Ranger in that one. There's one where it's a girl that ends up turning evil.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
And then there's the cat. So either one would actually be kind of cool to use.
Ooh, saying that, we already have in comics a ranger who's originally, as we know, a boy, but there is a girl version.
Okay.
In Andros's prequel comic book, which explains like how he became a ranger and everything, there's a the team that they first have. I think her name's like Marvy, but she's the original Blue in Space Ranger.
Hmm.
So I could use her, kind of give the comic
Well,
books going down the comic book route.
aren't they all dead?
Different universe, dude.
Oh yeah, fair.
We're literally having Billy going around different universes collecting Rangers.
Okay, I said fair. Sheesh. Stop yelling at me. I just really like the idea of a cat now. Freaking team having to hang out with a giant cat.
So, what's the when it comes to Nega Rangers, you haven't really come up with much, have you?
What do you mean?
Like, suits, weapons, all that jazz. You just kind of.
It's basically the Ultra suit just dimmed.
So in other words, you came
color
up.
of it.
You came up with the fadenizers before I did.
Yeah. I never put the two together, but yeah.
Well, darn.
Great minds think alike, obviously.
So I'm actually gonna have it. So this clone of Billy is actually after the Ranger, like the Billy Ranger Council, like the Council of Billies. He's after them Billy specifically.
Okay.
And I kind of thought of the idea of maybe that's why Billy goes after different Blue Rangers, because he doesn't want to put any other Billies in harm's way.
Okay, yeah. And the Billy Ranger Council is supposed to be a secret, so if too many Billies are together, it could be potentially, get, wait a minute, how do they all know each other kind of scenario.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm very happy with that list. So we just run over that one more time. We have Ultra Blue, which is Billy, Cyberforce Justin, Skyforce Sam, Blue Viking Ranger Elias, Time Force Luca, which is Lucas's kid, Jungle Fury Theo, Ninja Storm Tori, Dino Charge Coda, Mystic Force Madison, and In Space Marvy, which I'm pronouncing Marvy. I'm assuming that's correct because it's Mavi.
Mavi? Mav? I don't know.
I'm saying because when I did the In Space prequel comic book adaptation for Geeks Through Comics and Nerds Through Comics, I kept saying Marvy. So if I pronounced that wrong, I fucked up big time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time we all pronounce something wrong.
That's very true. Okay, well, since we built that, I'm happy with that. So you wanted to talk about Marvel. What did you want to? Did you have anything in specific?
I know that what English, not my first language, obviously.
Clearly not.
Damn it. Go back. Thank you. What chapter of X-Men do we have out on Storytime?
As in which X-Men now? Are we talking Universe 19 or Unionverse? Because we have two.
I want to say Universe 19 because that's my main one. Where the frick is Storytime? There you are. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, Universe 19 is what I'm talking about because I have that folder. There it is.
Right. Okay. One second. Playlist.
I can't. What?
Not even 24 minutes after posting this, and there's already over 200 views.
Attack on Titan is very popular. You know that. I've already got people commenting on my Kakashi video that it's the wrong eye.
Yeah, they're doing that just to piss you off now. My Blaze video is one of my highest views.
See, because Marvel Universe 19 X-Men, I have 6 chapters written. do I have that many out?
Okay, so X-Men, or the X-Men, as you've put it,
Hmm.
is up to Chapter 5, X-Men Live.
Okay, so I need to record chapter 6. Chapter 6 done. Oh yeah, chapter 6 is done. I thought I recorded this one. I'll have to go through my files, because this is where the wild cards are born. This is where we get all the wild cards
Yeah, cool.
in Marvel Universe 19. Now, in yours, it's called wild cards, right?
Yeah,
Is what I called it?
yeah.
Okay. Because I only got one chapter of that done, right?
Hold on a
So far?
second. But I want to say yeah, because
That's all I have written.
because I'm really close to uploading it. I'm uploading onto the podcast. Yeah, we've only got one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, and then I only have one. So I need to work on your one, writing wise. Marvel Rivals. What villain do I have to go and capture on Rising?
Hang on, I'm gonna have to pull up the actual story itself because I actually do not remember his name. 1 second, where's my?
Because I know you free my Hawkeye character, or he helps.
Yeah, they kind of buddy up for a little bit, and then they both very politely tell each other to fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
Without saying the words "go fuck yourself." Okay, so
That's the British for you.
I called him Death Zone. People called him Diz. And he has the ability to make everyone go deaf. But it's not just a case of you're deaf, it's like agonizingly deaf. So like it terrifies people. People can go into like, heart attacks because of it and all sorts of crap.
Okay.
And we left him on a massive cruise boat, and he's literally taken it hostage.
That's right, and the jet has flown over. Okay, now I remember where I'm at. So I just got to drop them down and actually have them go to battle with him.
Because I ended it with, there is more where that came from. Play nice and we can get to our destination. I shall leave and nobody has to get hurt, I barked. Then I let go of the speaker button. I took a few steps back, contemplating the decisions that I just made within the last 2 minutes. After 10 minutes, I looked out the window and I could see a rather large Quinjet looking like ship in the sky floating above us.
Yeah, okay.
So
And
are you gonna...
I'm going to pick it up from there. So they're going to be on the jet, getting ready to jump down.
You're not going to do any build up. You're not going to do
Well, what I'm thinking of doing, what I'm thinking about doing is they're on the jet, getting ready to go down. Because if I remember correctly, I sent them on their first mission at the end of mine. I don't remember. I might not have.
What chapter of Marvel Rising would this be? Chapter 2?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, they met Agent Tiger, and that's where it left off. So I could do a bit of a build-up where he's got him training in the somewhat danger room. But what my thought process was, they would go down right at the beginning, attack him, but they're not a team yet. You know what I mean? Because there's a couple of them that are new members. So,
what you could do is, I'm actually going to write this down. Start the chapter where I left off there. So they are like literally, dealing with Death Zone, and then you could have it so it's like, they succeed, they win, they beat the bad guy, but it's a case of they're really sloppy. They're not coordinated. They're maybe, for example, when Gwen shoots her webs at the same time as someone else does something, the webs hit the hero instead because the hero got in the way. And, you could do all this, they do somehow beat him because he does only make people go deaf. That's literally, or he knows how to use a gun. That's about it. I didn't make him over the top powerful or anything. So you can beat him, but they're all over the place. So maybe the latter half of the chapter is, that guy going, right, everyone in the danger room. Now we're going to do some training sessions and get you into focus. Got to work as a team here. Look how you maybe can actually show like video recordings of them dealing with death. So go, look, you literally webbed up your own teammate. God damn it.
Yeah, that's just funny. You say that guy. You mean you? Agent Tai Tiger. Agent Tai Tiger of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the one training them. He's their din mother. So yeah, because we have, let's see, shoot, I'm trying to remember. Who did we got Ghost Spider, America Chavez, Squirrel Girl, and Miss Marvel in the first one. She went and got them. And then did I introduce Spectrum, Nexus, and Armor? I know I introduced Armor. But did I introduce Spectrum? Because that means we have like 3 new teammates that have no clue.
Wait, which one's Spectrum again?
Spectrum, that is Maya Rodriguez, I think is what I called her. And I believe she has ghost powers.
See, I don't think you did. I think it's only the main
Everyone, let's introduce you. Hold on, Phil Coulson steps forward and with a welcome smile. Everyone, let me introduce you to your newest members of the team.
Okay.
So that's Joseph, Xander's character, who is Nexus. Yeah, I did introduce her. So yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
So
we got 3 new members that have never worked with these others before or worked on a team ever before.
So I put down Marvel Rising Chapter 2, start the chapter attacking Death Zone. They beat the bad guy, but they're sloppy and uncoordinated, leading Tiger to run a team building / training programs.
Yes. That will work.
So you've got Chapter 2 sorted. Do you want to kind of figure out Chapter 3 so then you have it?
Chapter 3 would have to come out after your Chapter 2. Because you got to do the villain first, remember?
Okay, well, the next one is Daisy from Cyberforce, but in Universe 19, and she steals the Cyberforce weapons that she would have had if she became the Ranger like she did in Universe 91. So she gets the cyber deck, and that's how she got put into the raft, is because she stole them and did a bunch of crime. And then when she leaves the raft, I don't know whether she has the cyber deck still and it's like hidden away, or she steals it again. But I don't know if would Haley allow the same happen again?
With the cyber powers, they're biolocked. So once your DNA scanned to it, it's yours. Nobody else can use it. So technically, the weapon would be the same way. It would be biolocked to your Daisy. Nobody else can use it.
Okay, maybe maybe I will have it so she does actually maybe she hides it somewhere.
Well, maybe it's in the raft in the weapons locker. You know how they keep the villain suits and stuff? Maybe it's in the raft, and so when the breakout happens, she just summons it to her. Because her collar would be dampered.
Okay, so
her
Daisy
damper collar would be off.
So it's Daisy, and she has the cyber deck. So yeah, Marvel. I don't exactly know how that's going to end, but your villain would be Daisy, who has the cyber deck from.
So that would be a good episode, a good chapter for me to introduce. To get David into Dave, which is Sharpshot, which is the Hawkeye character, because they're, her using throwing cards, him using arrows. That would be a good combo to kind of introduce him in. He kind of stops her, but she gets away, and then the Secret Warriors show up, and he's like, "Hey, it wasn't me. I'm not the bad guy," but they accuse him and like lock him up, kind of scenario.
Yeah, could do.
So I think I'll go that route with that one. So that's
So,
Sports Marvel Rivals Rising for 2 chapters.
so introducing Sharpshot, aka Dave, who runs into Daisy and gets framed for her crimes after the
Daisy escape.
team. Okay, so I've got the next Escapees of the Raft, and you've got the next 2 chapters of Marvel Rising sorted.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is there with
Universe
Marvel
19? We still have to do another chapter of New Mutants, which I think I'm gonna just kind of do a kind of a character building arc sort of thing with chapter 2, where they're at the school, they're at this college now, with humans and mutants, and they have to train and basically just getting their feet wet, and maybe at the end introduce a villain for them to go battle. Because Emma and Pietro are the ones in charge of their training and watching over them.
So this is chapter 2, yeah?
Yeah, because I only have 1 chapter of New Mutants.
So it's training, school life, character building, maybe have villain, have like a spell, villain teased at end.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna have to go in there and make it where Kylie realizes her brother's no longer at the school, because her brother is now with the Marvel Rising team. So.
Right. Okay. Do you want to do a chapter 3?
I think I just want to focus on this next chapter, see where it gets me, and see if I get any ideas. Because I haven't really come up with a villain I want to have them go up against. Because I don't want it to be a major league villain, but I don't want it to be some unknown villain either. Something worth their title as, New Mutants.
So, are you using a villain that already exists, or?
Yeah, that's what I would like to do, but we'll see what happens. And then the last one I gotta write the next chapter for, which is another chapter 2, is the next class. And that's the one where all our kids are mutants.
Okay, let's have a look at this real quick, because you're saying about you don't want a major villain, but you want it to.
Yeah, I don't want somebody like Juggernaut or Pyro, but somebody that is least known.
Let's have a little scroll through and see what comes up. Ooh. What's this?
Hey, Jack.
Okay, so 1 second, I'm just trying to actually find where it tells me this person's powers, because that would be handy. Okay, okay, so apparently to this is a character called Avalanche.
Oh, yeah, I know who Avalanche is. He's partners with Pyro. He's a member of the Brotherhood.
Yeah, you could use him.
Yeah.
As because he generates powerful waves of vibration from his hands, which obviously can affect the elements and all that crap. But he's not, not everyone's gonna know who Avalanche is, but he's not top tier like Magneto, Mystique, Pyro, Sabretooth, and all that crap.
Yeah. That one's not a bad one because it could lead into a Brotherhood ordeal down the line. Because, like I said, he's part of the Brotherhood. See, and the thing I wanted to do with next class was I wanted it to be more of a slice of life school story, but X-Men style. You know what I mean?
So next class, and this is chapter 2 again.
Yeah.
Okay. So in chapter 1, all you did was really introduce everybody in it.
Yeah, we brought in all the kids. They had that mock sentinel attack, and all our kids teamed up together and were, responsible and did stuff to help everybody. And at the end, I think it was Xander came up with the name of the next class using the X as a capital letter.
So with they stay at the school, don't they? Like Xavier's.
Oh no,
mentioned.
it was Logan. It was Logan that came up with it. Yeah, it was Logan that came up with their next class name. Yeah, they're at the school.
Because one thing you could do is from here on, and not you don't have to do this with every single character straight away. You could do this sporadically throughout, but maybe chapter 2, you just pick one of the characters and focus on a week in the life of this person, sort of thing. Because you said you want to do they're heroes, but they're also more of a day kind of like a look in their life sort of thing. So what if you just picked one character for chapter 2 and you kind of revolved it all around them? So what do they get up to in their free time? Do they ever see? Do they have family? Do they go see? What do they have any hidden secrets from everybody? Do they? Who do they stick with? Do they get bullied? All that malarkey. You could just focus on one at a time, giving you just a bit more leeway on the chapters. Then,
yeah, that's not a bad idea to slowly a day in the life of a character here, and then just a whole chapter later down the line, a day in the life of a different character.
yeah. So,
Which
for
if
example,
I did that, I want to start with Logan.
So if we do a day in the life of Logan, and then chapter 3 could be, I don't know, a training session that is stupidly realistic or something, and then chapter 4 you could then go back and do another day in the life of.
Yeah.
You could even do it where every odd number for now is all of them, and every even number is a day in the life of.
Yeah.
Or something. You could just do it that way. Or you could just, when you don't have a chapter ready, you could just do a day in the life of.
Yeah, I like that, because how many kids do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 chapters at least.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so far we've got Marvel Rising chapter 2, they defeat Death Zone. I then have to do the Escapees of the Wrath with Daisy. Marvel Rising chapter 3 is them dealing with Daisy, but also introducing Sharpshot, aka Dave. New Mutants chapter 2 is training, their school life, character building, and then teasing Avalanche at the end, maybe. New Mutants chapter 3 is them dealing with Avalanche, and then next class chapter 2 is doing a day in the life of Logan.
Yeah.
You seem to have unless you want to do maybe chapter 3 and plan that out, you've got a pretty decent set of chapters there.
Okay, so now we just need to do something for wildcards for your universe.
Yeah.
Let me see. Do I have my list of? Because the only member I don't have right now for wildcards from your universe is Bobby, right?
Yes, because there's going to be a chapter of Mutants Fire with Iceman in it.
Okay. So I still have Gambit, Rogue, Magma, Nightcrawler, Shadowcat, Wildfire, and Hardwire, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the beginning of the chapter, Hardwire and Wildfire are moving in. That's right. So I need to do a chapter 2 of them, maybe do some training, leak some information about the two, how the headmaster is mentally linked to the villain of Universe 19. Because we were going to have them playing chess like Billy does, or William does.
Yeah.
So I think I can
So
come up with something good for that one.
wild cards. You got to do chapter 2.
Uh-huh. And I'll do team training and
You could do chapter 2 as team training, and then maybe you could have this kind of like subplot of Gambit trying to talk to his sister.
yeah. And well, I want one of them to become suspicious of Professor M. Maybe I'll do that as Hardwire. Maybe Samantha will become suspicious of Professor M.
So Hardwire.
Wait, Samantha? Is it Samantha in yours or is it Sam in yours?
In Unionverse, it's a boy. In
Sam,
Universe
then.
19,
Okay.
it's a girl.
Okay, it's Sam then in yours. I have to remember that. Sam Rebel, yeah.
Okay, so we have team training, Hardwire getting suspicious of the professor. Have like a fucking spell. And then are you gonna be like trying to get Gambit to talk to his sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be awkward about it. Because, he grew up thinking his only sibling was the one brother that he had as in the Thieves Guild. So,
Okay, so while you've got wild cards, let's see. Okay, so Mutants for Hire and War Against Gotham actually have a chapter written. I have all the lines for them. Where we see Nightwing trying to find Robin, because we've already seen Robin's side of things where he's constantly in a hallucination. And then in Mutants for Hire, the next chapter to come out is where One Up dies, and everyone kind of teams up to try to kill the guy who kills him, but it fails, and I introduce a couple of new mutants, which is cool. And then from there, so Mutants for Hire is pretty much just a team building, really. They're not gonna kill this dude straight away. Which actually leads into Iceman. Iceman gets called in because the villain is able to split himself off, but each split can do something different. One of them's kind of like a symbiote. One of them can like tap into the Speed Force. Another clone can do something else. I think there's 4 of them. I think. And that means why I kind of have the idea of, hey, let's freeze him, but none of them have ice powers. So they're like, hey, what about Iceman? And then Mr. Pockets can be like, well, you see, after everyone disappeared and stuff, Bobby kind of hid away, and now he's in an internal blizzard. And that means fire like, hey, let's get him out of his internal blizzard. And yeah, there's a whole chapter. So because literally the chapter 6 literally ends with them horrendously getting their ass kicked in. Like literally, I think I actually end it with all of them on the ground. I think.
okay.
So coming up with idea for Asman, and then War Against Gotham. Chapter 7 is because I end chapter 6 with Nightwing finding out where Robin is because it's all over the news. He's he's stood by the Batman statue, and he's still under hallucination. Like Alex doesn't know what's going on, but actual Alex is killing people. Well, not killing people straight away. Nightwing sees him kicking the crap into people, but eventually he'll kill someone. And start the whole actual war against Gotham thing. So chapter 7 will be Nightwing trying to save Robin. Which he does, obviously. Eventually. that's literally all I have. Every other storyline, I'm a bit like, like literally, and I gotta upload chapter 7 of both, but it's a case of I'm trying to update the podcast first. So once the podcast is up to date, I'll upload then the next 2 chapters I have for Moon's Fire and War Against Gotham.
Well, seeing how this month is almost over, I figured I'd do Marvel next month and then let it drop in May. Unless you need me to drop wild cards or Marvel Rising before.
Nah, you're good.
So
You can
that
drop
way I
it.
can work on in April. I can work on all of them and get them counted out. And I just need to record my X-Men Chapter 6.
Yeah.
So.
So with Spider-Man, the last thing that happened was Logan found out that Hunter is the new Captain Cold, and JJ no longer has the Venom symbiote. The Venom symbiote deemed JJ a pathetic host, so he leaves. And so,
Not JJ.
So I need to. I don't know. I kind of want Logan to like fully like not. I'm not saying he's gonna kill Hunter, but I do want him to kind of go nuts and kind of like get the crap into him. Originally, my original plan was him to bond with the Venom symbiote, but I don't know if I want it to be the Venom symbiote. I would like him to bond with a symbiote at some point. That would be kind of cool. I just don't know if I want it to be the Venom one.
Okay.
That's been done like 1,000 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably should the way you do your stories. I would suggest just making your own symbiote.
Yeah, that's very true. That's what Akron said. Akron said I should make my own symbiote and have it to bond with Logan. So with Spider-Man, all I know is Logan is gonna go after Hunter. That's literally all. That's all I know. And then every other storyline, I'm honestly, to tell the absolute truth, I'm at wit's end and I'm stuck and I don't know. That's kind of why another reason why I made the rule of right, I'm not uploading anything until I've finished updating the Universe podcast because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah. No, I get it. Shadowhunter was, for me, story-wise, Shadowhunters is, I've got plenty of stuff I just need to record. So I'm not worried about that one. I need to get with Mark about Cornwall Institute and SAO Corner Saga. Because he still owes me those. I've been toying with some ideas for He-Man, but I haven't really got anything rock solid. Same thing with Voltron and Star Trek. So I've just kind of been writing whatever I feel. And then going off of that. So, but I think having an actual schedule will help me focus more on writing now. So,
You actually have your schedule yet?
well, I do now because I just said I'm gonna do write X-Men in April and drop them in May. So in May, I'm gonna have to start working on something else.
So does that mean we're not going to see anything until May?
Possibly. I'm not saying yes because if I get a wild hair like I did with the podcast episodes and if you give a data cosplay, I might knock some stuff out. Like I said, I got plenty of Shadowhunter stuff I can do. I think I still have a couple episodes of SAO I could do. So I'm not saying we won't see anything. It's just writing wise, this is what I'm focusing on.
Okay, let's see if we can. Okay, so with Unionverse, I'd like to do another 48 hours before Union Day. I just don't know who to do.
What have you done already?
We have done Loki, the Green Lantern Corps, well, the humans and Kilowog in the Green Lantern Corps, and Agent Antivenom.
Okay. Why not Professor X? Because he's not technically gone; he's just in a coma, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter who it is because this is before Union Day happens.
I know. I'm just saying, though.
Everyone's
I'm just saying you could do it so it's, before he, because at the end you could have it where he goes into the coma. He slips into a coma. You know what I mean? And he could like leave a message for Professor M to take his place and stuff like that.
So Professor X. Apparently, I'm spelling Professor wrong. Professor X, and then A Crown wants me to do Mr. Freeze, so I'll see if I can come up with something for Mr. Freeze. With Professor X, I think I want him in Union Day, which means he wouldn't be in the coma at the end. But I could have it so he does the message for Professor M when it comes to the case of, it's a message of, if anything happens to me, this is for the new professor.
Yeah.
Type thing. So I like that actually. I'll end his with him doing the message. So I'll do this and go leaves message for possible new professor.
Well,
yeah, I like that idea.
Would you want to do it where he doesn't know who the new professor is, or he already knows? Kind of scenario where, because he is telepathic and he could get flooded with information, because we've seen that happen before.
I don't know, but either way, I think I'd want to leave it. I know it's not a mystery, but I'd leave it as, storyline wise, no one would know. Like Professor X might know, but he might know. You don't know. Like if it was a TV show, he'd leave the message, but you wouldn't find out till later. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just throwing my 2 cents out there. That's what we created this podcast for.
Okay, so I've got 48 hours. That's all. I've got Moon's Fire, War Against Gotham, and Spider-Man. Deadpool and Deathstroke. They're about to meet. Jebediah, I think I called him, which is the main bad guy. So I'm gonna have them meet him. Deadpool and Deathstroke. I'm gonna have to message Nate at some point and ask him if he's still cool for being Deadpool. Chapter 2 meets with Red Lantern. I have no idea. I have a chapter that I need to do. I just don't know if it should be the next chapter or not. That's my issue.
Unfortunately, with Red Lantern, I can't. I'm not a huge Green Lantern fan, so I don't know much about the Lanterns. To be honest with you,
it's entirely original story, so it doesn't really matter.
I know her powers are driven by anger, and Red Lanterns typically are villains, but you went more of a other direction, right? Like like that one Red Lantern that turns into a Blue Lantern.
No, so with Jordan, she is a Red Lantern, and basically, the lanterns themselves aren't up and running. None of them are. They're all weak and shit. So Atrocitus is using Jordan, because Red Lanterns, whenever they, fuel their anger and do stuff. With any lantern, actually, it fuels the main core battery. So Atrocitus is using Jordan for that, and she's using her Red Lantern abilities to kill people that have ever wronged her. She's got a list that she keeps, and she's crossing people off her list. She's killed the bus driver who killed her sister. She's killed the boy who told everyone she's bisexual. She's killed one of her ex-girlfriends, and I'm leading up to her dad's trial. Her dad's currently in prison, and he's going on trial. Like there's a court hearing, and I'm leading up to that, and she's gonna like massacre everybody, including her dad. But I don't know if that I don't know if that should be the next chapter, or I should lead, because the only things that have had a chapter after the putty crossover is War Against Gotham, Spider-Man, Red Lantern did have a chapter, but that's the chapter where she kills the boy who let everyone know that she's bi, because his sister, she's kidnapped, kinda kidnapped. So there hasn't really, the Jordan actually hasn't done much since the party crossover. So I don't know if I need to kind of lead up to it a bit more or not.
What if instead of the trial chapter next, you humanize her a little bit and have her accidentally kill somebody that's not on her list? And she has to deal with those feelings on top of already being a Red Lantern, so anger is already at the top of her list.
Oh, that's actually genius. Holy crap. Okay, hang on. Transfer Rage. Chapter, what chapter are we actually on thingy? Chapter 8. Jordan kill someone accidentally. I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. I can have it so like maybe she gets pissed off with someone, and like,
yeah,
because they vomit up blood, plasma and shit. So maybe I could just have it where like she gets so annoyed it just spews out of her and kills the person.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that.
And then she has to deal with the ramifications of this one death, because all the other deaths, she was connected to. This one, she wouldn't be.
Well, funny enough, the bus driver who killed her sister is a metahuman, and he has, think like Cyclops' laser beams but blue, and she decapitates his head, but he's still alive. The scientists actually brought his head back to life. So at some point she's gonna go break into this science this like laboratory of some kind and find him, and then she actually keeps him around, and he kind of helps her out later on. But that's gonna be more of a later thing. I do want to do more Lantern stuff, but at the minute I'm happy with my Red Lantern and my Orange Lantern. I'm happy with just them. I would like to introduce something else, but I'm not entirely sure how many characters I want to bring back.
What if you introduced a Violet or a Sapphire Lantern? And she's obsessed with love. But every time she tries to use her powers or do something to help somebody, fall in love, it backfires on her. Kind of like a reverse Cupid scenario where she's trying to hook people up, but it never goes right.
Yeah, I could do actually, because that is a double.
Yeah, the Sapphire.
Yeah, Star Sapphires.
Yeah. I was just thinking it could be kind of... I don't want to... This is going to sound bad, but it could be humorous. It could add humor to the Universe. You know what I mean? So you're not always dealing with just action and real life stuff. This could be it could be a Bulk and Skull kind of scenario.
Well, I put a possible story for Universe, Star Sapphire, a new Star Sapphire, where the main character is the worst Cupid ever made.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that. It'd just be funny because I could just see a Star Sapphire having trouble.
I kind
And
of,
you,
to be fair, that is kind of what I want to do. I don't want every like Mutants Fire and War Against Gotham are the two biggest storylines, and they're both very dark, very heavy hitting, very horrific and traumatic, all that crap. So I would like a counterbalance.
yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to do with Marvel Universe 19. Is I want some of the stories to be a little bit more lighthearted. Example being the next class. Yes, they're students. Yes, they're mutants. They're learning how to use their powers, and yes, they'll fight bad guys eventually. But for the most part, they're a bunch of kids with superpowers. Come on. What's not to have shenanigans from that?
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do with the Universe, to be fair, because eventually I'm going to be introduced. Well, I have already kind of teased other characters. I'm not keeping all the characters introduced into the party crossover. They are just for the party crossover. But like, I do want to do Power Rangers at some point, which will be the Mighty Morphin team, but my own original take on it. The same powers and stuff, just the characters are more in the Unionverse than Mighty Morphin esque. I think I know what the next major crossover is. I think I'm gonna have to research it a little bit because I don't know how well if we can do against the next crossover, but I don't know. But yeah, I do want to do a bit more light-hearted stuff. Oh god, I just came up with one that would be absolutely funny. And the only reason why I thought of this because the new live-action Lilo and Stitch trailer came out yesterday. I could possibly do a story where Jeff the shark is now some like teenage girl's pet or something, or teenage boy's pet, and he has to deal with like school and life, but he has a pet Jeff.
I could see that. That would be funny as hell. You could use no. Would Unionverse Ruthie be dead?
Unionverse Ruthie?
Yeah, my daughter Ruthie.
No, I'm sorry. I haven't actually brought in. The only kid I've done is Logan. I haven't actually brought anyone else's kid into it yet.
Because I could see Ruthie having Jeff as a pet and just the shenanigans. And if you wanted to, you could actually use Ruthie's mutant form from Next Class. Because it'd still be part of the Universe. If you wanted to.
What's her mutant power?
Her codename is Bloom, and she has the ability to manipulate her size.
Yeah, I'll see. But I like the idea of using Ruthie. That's kind of jokes. I like that. Okay, so I got two kind of like light-hearted storylines, which is kind of cool. I still need to figure out what I want to do with Roy and Lance, Arsenal and the new Hawkeye, because I do want them to have a spin-off from War Against Gotham. I just need to figure out who they're going against and why they're going against them. Other than that, I think I'm pretty much set on the universe for now.
What if they're going after I can only think of him from the TV show, and I can't even think of his character's name. I can just picture him from other shows, because he's Jack Harkness. He's the Black Green Arrow.
It's just Dark Arrow, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Hang on, let's Google this.
Because what if they're going after his new apprentice, or somebody that took on his title because he disappeared during Union Day?
I know his actual name is Malcolm Merlyn.
Malcolm Merlyn, yeah. I don't know if he has a villain name, to be honest with you.
See, I'm sure he... I don't know if they ever used it in but I know in comic books and stuff he technically does. Oh, Dark Archer, that's it. His name is Dark Archer.
What two archers are we trying to team up? Green Arrow and
No, it's Arsenal and the new Hawkeye, because in War Against Gotham
There
there
we
are
go. That's
two
what I was thinking.
there are two new heroes. There's the new Robin, and then there's the new Hawkeye, which is Kate Bishop's kid. And in Union Day, Kate dies, and she asks Roy to look after the kid, because he's not a baby. He's just like 10, 11, and now he's a bit older, and now he's the next Hawkeye.
Yeah. No, I was meaning that way I could look up, see if there was anybody had any ideas of fusion of villains for Green Arrow and Hawkeye. But no, everything I'm popping up is them fused together. I'm like, I don't want them fused together. Okay, although that is a scary thought. Logan with a Green Lantern.
Oh,
That is
Jesus.
terrifying.
That
That
is
is
terrifying.
terrifying.
Wait, Logan as Wolverine? Because no offense, he does not have a lot of like imagination.
Yes, Logan, aka Wolverine, having a Green Arrow, a Green Lantern.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that much imagination.
I would more see him as a red myself, just because of his anger.
I'd say red or blue. Okay, well, I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with Unionverse, and I'll keep the idea for Dark Archer. I do like that, to be fair.
I was trying to do like a mashup of names, like a villain from Green Arrow and a villain from Hawkeye. That's what I was trying to think of, because like they could have been trained by both of them. Because I know one of Hawkeye's big villains is Swordmaster, isn't it? That's the one that trained him.
Yeah.
Dark Master.
Why does it sound like something that Mark would come up for a possible Power Ranger villain?
Yeah, right. Sword Archer.
Okay, so we've got Unionverse. You're happy with Marvel for Universe 19. I still need to do the
Whoa.
Avengers.
Who is this character?
My mom.
No, there's an actual character called Swordmaster, and it looks like it's related to Iron Fist.
Yeah, so in Marvel Rivals, we don't play as Danny Rand. We play as the second Iron Fist, and he was originally the character called Swordmaster. If you look at his outfit, the other, not his alternative color, his other outfit you can get for him is his Swordmaster outfit.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's
The
the
one I
second.
was thinking about was the villain that trained Hawkeye. Oh, but that wouldn't be Marvel. That'd be DC, huh? No, Hawkeye's Marvel.
Yeah. Hence why I have Arsenal and Hawkeye together. Well, I know it's a different Hawkeye, but hence why
Okay. Swordsman. That's the villain that trained Hawkeye. Swordsman. Not Swordsmaster. My bad.
Well, I could do a new Dark Archer who's trained by
Both of them?
yeah. Because obviously I do have a new Captain Cold, I have a new Venom, I have a new Vixen, a new Spider. You know, I am doing some of them being the next generation. So
Yeah. You could do all these lovely things, though.
I could make it so he's like the next one. Okay, so going back to Universe 19, obviously I'm covering Power Rangers for a while because obviously we got the crossover.
Still going?
Technically speaking, you could upload storylines. Technically,
it would just have to be after or before.
Yeah. Well, technically speaking, either tonight or tomorrow, depending on the time, you'll be getting part 6 lines, and you don't have a lot. You and Mark literally don't have a lot. This part literally is just getting through to a point where we're getting closer to the end. That's literally all this chapter is. It's just one big stepping stone.
Yeah, I still haven't listened into the part you don't want me to listen to. I haven't gotten around to doing it yet.
Oh no, part 6 is 10 times worse.
Oh yay!
So I need to do Avengers. I need to do more of that.
Yeah, because you were going to introduce, you were going to do more with Johnny. Because I
Yeah,
said
so-
something to you about that.
Yeah, I'm halfway through that chapter. And he's not, the new character that he recruits isn't going to be like a full-time Avengers character, but he's going to be like every now and then he'll kind of like join in for missions and stuff. It's just I'm trying to figure out a way to end it. And then I know chapter 10, when I get to chapter 10 is when the Avengers come back. But it's going to be like it's either going to be a 2-parter or a 3-parter, depending on how long the parts are. But I kind of want to do like a 2-parter type thing where it's not just a case of, oh, the Avengers are back. It's a case of like the new Avengers have to go save the old Avengers type deal. And whilst that's happening, I want Ocklos to be on Earth still, and I want him to having to deal with Thunderstruck. And I want it to be, you jump between the two. You have like a portion of the part is the Avengers saving the original team, and then the other part of it is Ocklos finally dealing with Thunderstruck.
Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. A good one.
It is the only 2 stories I have in Marvel Universe 19 now, right? Is Avengers and Escape the Raft.
Marvel wise?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really want to touch Marvel Universe 19 because, well, I'd say this, Mark's meant to be doing something. Welcome to Mark. And A-Crown could possibly want to do something magically, so I kind of just took a step back and I'm leaving Marvel Universe 19 alone.
Well, what if you did something with Strange for Marvel Universe 19?
What, as in the Doctor?
Yeah. You could have some fun creating OCs that he's training.
Doctor
Just
Strange. Doctor Strange's Sanctorum School for new wizards.
Yeah.
Or new sorcerers.
New sorcerers. There we go.
Why do I low-key like that idea?
Hey, I gave you another story in Marvel Universe 19. So, hey. I already got 4, so I'm trying to catch you up here.
So, Doctor Strange, new school.
Oh, that could be so funny because he could have conversations with Xavier about having students. Would you have him live at the Sanctum?
See, now my mind's running in places. Because technically speaking, there isn't just one Sanctum Sanctorum, because there's one in
there's
New
one
York,
everywhere.
one in London, and one in Shanghai, one in Tokyo, there's one in Russia somewhere. I'd most probably make it so it is a Sanctum Sanctorum, but it's big enough to be a school, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because like the Sanctum Sanctorum in New York, it can change. The inside of it changes. So you could have some Doctor Who logic there, where it's bigger on the inside.
Because I could make it so like the students all kind of like lean into one specific type of magic. So,
Yeah. Have you seen the animated version of Doctor Strange? Because in it, there were several different students before Strange joined. That's what I was thinking. It's like I could see you having different students have different magical abilities, and Steven trying to train them as the Sorcerer Supreme. I could totally see you having fun with this.
Well, if you're down for me to use Doctor Strange in Universe 19, then yeah, let's
go. Go. Take him. Run. You'll make Rita happy because that's like one of her favorite characters is Doctor Strange. She likes the movies though, but
See, that's another story I'm halfway through is fucking Kylie's Kick-Ass Adventure throughout the Multiverse.
yeah.
Like literally,
I know we're waiting on chapter 2 still.
Yeah, writing. No, see, this is the issue because this is why I said in the group chat the other day where I just need maybe in April I'm just taking a break from uploading and editing Ozymon and Tiger Tales because the two things I'm struggling to do the most is drawing and writing. That is it. Like everything else, I'm down. Like recording, editing, normal YouTube videos, I'm good for. But writing and drawing is a ball ache, and it's just like so hard to do. And I've got 1 second. I literally have the folder here. I think I've got like 3 chapters on the go. So I have Avengers. I have Kylie's Kick-Ass Adventure throughout the Multiverse. I have a crossover between Batgirl and the Yellow Dino Thunder Ranger, and I have the starting part of Sparks' team meeting Eric's team.
Oh yeah, we're doing that crossover too, huh?
Uh-huh.
Dude, I need to work. I think I just need to record on that one. So I think I have plenty of chapters. Let's see. I just had the internet pulled up. Red circle. Wrong one. Let's see. Who did I do this one as? Did I do it as you? No, that's what's in a sign, which that thing has died. I have no idea what I want to do with that anymore. It's gone the way of the dodo bird. Huh. Oh, I feel dumb now.
Why?
I'm sifting through all the email sign-ins, and yeah, the order's email sign-in is the order, the podcast.
Hey, what's your sign in for Facebook? Username, Facebook. Password, Facebook.
Wow, do I feel dumb now. Alright, so I am on chapter 8. Or I've just done chapter 8 of The Order. And you have chapter 4 of Misfits out.
Oh, trust me, the only original stuff I've been able to write at the moment is literally the mysteries mission files. That's legit. I haven't done anything with Tales of Quatia. I haven't done anything with Kingdom of Exoria. I haven't done anything with Color Matrix. I have done Color Matrix only because it's mirroring Mark's dimension jumping. That's literally it. Because every time he uploads a dimension jumping, I have Ace within the same universe. I haven't done literally nothing with my own original stuff.
Okay, I have 2 chapters of The Order written. So I can work on that. And getting those out. So I have 9 and 10 of The Order ready, written, just need to record. And I'm off this weekend, so maybe I'll work on recording those and getting those edited.
So how are you doing the scheduling then? Because you're doing Marvel for May, and you're doing everything Marvel. So that's not just Universe 19. That's also Unionverse Marvel. So when you do, are you doing like? So you have Sailor Moon and you have One Piece, but they're 2 separate storylines.
That one, I might keep on the schedule I had it on because I have that one as every 3 months.
Fair.
It gives people time to record lines, get me lines, and stuff like that. Which I still have an episode of One Piece I need to edit and put together. And that one, so I think I'll keep that one, keep those 2 the same way I've always done them, and have every 3 months. I just got to set a date to give you guys lines, and then to have lines turned in. So I need to look at that. But if I go April as Marvel, which will drop in May, then May I could work on story time. So that's Sword Art Online. What else? X-Men. Well, X-Men would come out in May, so that's okay. Writing wise, what do I got on story time?
I can let you know now. Okay, so because I still have my playlists here. Story time. Where are you?
I should have Kingdom Hearts, Shadowhunters, Sword Art Online, and My Hero. No, My Hero's going to go on your other universe, isn't it?
Um, if you still want it to.
Because in my storytime folder, I have Kingdom Hearts, My Hero Academia, Shadowhunter Cornus Saga, Shadowhunter Blood Ties, and Sword Art Online Dark Forest.
So, we have Shadowhunter Blood Ties, we have the X-Men, but that was classed as Marvel. We have Sword Art Online Dark Forest, Sword Art Online Corner Saga. We have, and then there's also Mega Man, Ruby, My Hero.
Ruby should be on Lost Stories.
Yeah, it is, but it's part of Storytime.
Well, I'm meaning. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Shut
Yeah.
up.
And then you got both. Then you got your Kingdom Hearts story as well.
Okay, well, let me redo this little screen. Okay,
So
so we got Shadow Hunters. We
yes.
got SAO, SAO CS, Corner Saga.
Uh-huh.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
What else? What else? What else? What else?
You've got Mega Man,
Mega Man,
Ruby.
Ruby.
Um, did you say Kingdom Hearts? Yeah.
Yeah, I already said Kingdom Hearts.
And then uh, My Hero Academia. When you start that,
Okay.
that's all.
That's
That's what I've put them in Storytime play folders.
okay.
Basically.
So that's 7 stories right there. So for the month of May, that's more than enough for me to work on to get written and recorded, so it can drop in June.
So, are we gonna have a month for the order? Because you said to me a while ago that you could do other stories within the universe because some of them do coexist, and then you also said that you don't mind doing more than one at one time. So you could do, like, for example, in 1 month, do like 2 chapters of the order, and then like one of the other teams or something.
Well, yes and no. Because they have to appear in the order first, or in
Mm.
the chosen one first, which we've had the Nephilim one, so I could start working on that one at any time. And once 9 and 10 come out, is the Siren one, so I can start working on that one afterwards. And then I just got to introduce Xander's one, which is he's the son of one of the Grimm brothers. And then Ruthie's one, and she's the ancestor of King Arthur.
Got you.
So that gives me something to work on with the order, is bringing those other characters in. And then so let's go. So let's do this so I know what all I'm working on. Marvel Universe 19, there you are. New document. Create and share. Okay. numbers. So we have the X-Men, Marvel Rising. I keep wanting to say Rivals.
I do really want to do a Marvel Rival storyline. It does keep coming to my head of actually doing one. But I just don't know what the storyline would be, because technically the only storyline we have is two Dooms fighting each other.
I'm sure between me and you, we could probably spend a whole episode of this podcast coming up with an idea, sir.
That's very true.
Okay, and then for you, I have wild cards. So that gives me 5 stories to work on next month. So that's good. Okay. So I got that saved. So May is going to be Marvel.
Yep.
June is going to be story time, which one of those I can actually cross off the story time list because you're gonna it'll come out in May, which is X-Men. Right?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I put it's just they go in the storytime folder. Basically, anything you
Yeah.
upload goes in the storytime. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
So that only gives me pull that back up. Which I didn't even add X-Men onto this list. The 7 that I have, I didn't even add X-Men onto it. So, but that's okay because it's going in the Marvel one.
Yeah.
Okay. So then after that, I don't know if I want to dedicate a month to order or just kind of let it flow as I get it done. I'll come back to that.
So, quick question: when it comes to One Piece and Sailor Moon, are they both coming out the same month?
Well, I had it so One Piece came out 1 month, then Sailor Moon the next month, and then you have basically a nothing, and then One Piece, Sailor Moon. I kind of had them staggered.
Because you could do order One Piece, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, I could do that. That way, it's That way, it'll give me more time to work on it, more time to actually delve into my order stories. Not so much just quick writing. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that. So order will become part of the 3 months, and then in that month, I could either drop an episode of The Chosen One. What are the names of the other 2 stories?
Well, technically speaking, the month of the order, it doesn't. You can upload whatever you want to upload, even if you've got a chapter of, let's say, The Chosen One, but you've also written a chapter of one of the other storylines. You upload that. Nothing stops you uploading both of them because it's the month for the order.
Yeah. So we got The Chosen One, Beasts of Sin, which is the Nephilim one. They end up going up against the 7 Deadly Sins. Then we have Siren's Cry, which is Angelique's storyline where she's a half siren. A Grim Destiny, which is Xander's. And then Bloodline of the Holy Sword, which is Ruthie's. So. Alright.
Yeah, I need to focus on when the more we're talking, the more I'm now convinced I'm not doing anything April for Fairy Tail. I'm writing, but I'm not uploading anything. Well, technically speaking, I can upload because I've only got now. Hang on, let me actually check. I don't have that many chapters left to upload. So
where are we putting Danny?
Is it first person or third person?
I believe I wrote it is in Danny's perspective.
Well, if it's first person, then it goes on all stories.
Okay, I was just meaning, is it going to be under story time or is it going to be under something else? Because you were going to do the Ben 10 19. So
Yeah, anything you upload onto Tiger Tales just automatically gets put in the Storytime folder, because I know it's not all originally from your Storytime podcast, but that's what you called it. So that's why if it's anything from you, it just gets put into a playlist called Storytime.
Yeah,
Because you'll
it's in
play.
first person. My name's Danny Finton.
Yeah, so it'd be in Lost Stories, which is cool because you only have currently one story on Lost Stories.
Okay, so that I need to go back into Storytime then and add that to the list, which I've already have that one written, so that's not that bad.
So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got like 13 chapters left to upload. I can easily do that within this month, which means in April I could upload the chapters I have written, which is Mutants for Hire, chapter 6, chapter 7 I meant, and War Against Gotham chapter 7. I can upload it because I've got the lines. I have the lines. I've had these chapters for months, so I could easily upload them. I've also can do Kylie's one as well because I'm almost done there. Avengers maybe if I can finish that off. So I could easily get them uploaded in April, and then throughout April I just write new stuff for if I can do all the channels that'd be great because I've still got.
Yeah,
I
you don't
know.
have to do it a month at a time like I am. This is just to help me actually write. Because my problem is I'll get enamored, and you brought it up to Anthony one day when I started playing League of Legends. Like I get so infatuated with one topic and then I just dive into it.
Yeah. Well, with Title's What If, I know the next 3 what ifs. One of them I've had since before the channel came out. I'm gonna do part 2 of Mighty Morphin, and then another what if this hero was in Pokemon. So I've got the next 3 what ifs sorted. I know how they're gonna go. I know all that jazz. I just gotta write them. That's fine. So I can get a what if out. With one shot, I got a Power Ranger one shot in mind. I've got to do the rest of the Turtle Rangers. Each one's gonna have their own one shot. I've already done Leonardo, and they're canon to Universe 20, so Mark can have them too. And then I kind of want to do something with the Teen Titans. I've been kind of trying to figure out a story I can do, like a one shot with the Teen Titans, which isn't canon to anything. Just I want to do something with the Teen Titans, or maybe Young Justice, one of the two, because I do kind of like some of the members in Young Justice that aren't in Teen Titans. So I don't know. And then so that's them 2 channels sorted. So with our crossover with the Order and Tales of Quasia, I'm not putting it on Tiger Tales X because in my head it's original, which obviously all my original stuff goes on Mysterious Origins, but in my head it's also canon. Like it literally exactly like after the crossovers where Spark says, "Hey, join us. You don't have to have all the godlike powers. That's cool, but help me out here." Which is gonna then lead into like the Valentine's Day crossover, which happens with Eric and Sparks teaming up and stuff. Which that's another thing I want to do as well. I need to come up with another one, because obviously we have Christmas and Halloween, which would be I want to do the same thing where this new version of the Doctor, which I did really like the way Mark did this new version of the Doctor, he's collecting people to do something for Halloween, collecting people to save something to do with Christmas, and then Sparks and Eric have to help out too. But I want to do one more before Halloween, so it's not a themed one specifically, but I want to come up with an idea where the Doctor collects some heroes, goes and does something. This new version of Doctor Dead is the main villain, and Sparks and Eric have to interject and things. I do really like this kind of like idea I've got, because it's all 3 of us as well. Mark's got his own version of the Doctor. It's your Eric and Sparks. I really like that. but I just don't know what exactly. And then I kind of had the idea of how a little while ago we kind of said that when the mysteries collect their champions, all of the mainstream characters stay behind, and they're kind of like the defenders of each universe.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do. They don't have to be massively long fights, but I want to do a little sub series where Sparks and Eric test the defenders of each universe. Like they go against, I don't know, the Ultra Rangers, and like they set it up so they fight the Ultra Rangers. And then Team 7 from Naruto, so Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sakura just fight Eric and Sparks. And we'll get Ben 10 and Danny Phantom or something. Just really cool little mashups of our two characters fighting other fictional characters just to test them out to see what they can handle.
Yeah. Now that I like. And I still... Okay, that's just hilarious. I just found a picture of the girl, the trainer that has Piplup from Pokemon.
Dawn.
Yeah, she's on the toilet and ran out of toilet paper, so she calls her Piplup.
Oh no!
I'm like, okay, that's bad. Sorry. I couldn't help it. That was funny.
That shit is nasty.
Then don't look at the dad chat. I still really like the idea of Eric saying yes, he'll join the mysteries and he becomes a mystery. But I still think it'd be cool if because you guys wear the white cloaks.
Yeah.
If Eric did get all the powers, but only when he's wearing that white cloak. So it's the cloak that granted him the powers, because you can't tell me that Sparks couldn't make something like that, because it's your universe. You can make him do whatever he wants.
So you're saying kind of do it like it's an upgrade, kind of like a Battleizer type thing?
Yes.
Where it's Eric or Naruto, so it would be base Eric, winged Eric, mystery Eric.
Yeah. So you got normal old Eric.
Okay.
You got normal old Eric, everyday, normal form, black hair, whatever. Then you got his vampire form, red eyes, fangs, white hair, wings. And then he gets the mystery coat. And he doesn't actually have to wear it like it's a robe. I just could see him wearing it like it's a coat, like a trench coat. And that gives him all the powers of the mystery.
That's what they are. They're actually based off Organization 13.
Yeah, and I'm just saying I could see him leaving it open, is what I'm saying. Instead of closing it like your Sparks Chibi has, he would leave it open.
Yeah, no, some of them do actually leave them open, not all of them keep. The only reason why his is closed is because they're based off Sparks' coat, because Sparks, before he comes a mystery, he has a red one. It doesn't have an M on it, but he has an all red one, and the hood stays down unless he kicks some ass. He throws his hood up before he, kind of like when fucking Spider-Man stops quipping people and all that stuff. It's kind of like Sparks' thing. So his hood stays down and his is stayed buttoned. So when he forms the mystery cloak, it just stayed buttoned anyway. And then the rest of the mysteries make the cloak to mirror that because they're like group signature thing. But no, I kind of like that though, giving Eric the mystery cloak as like an upgrade, and we could throw that in the next one we do. Because I want there to be at least one before Halloween. Doesn't matter when it drops. I just want one before it's Halloween, so it's not themed around the holiday. But we can see kind of like a mixture of different characters, really random because the Valentine's one made no fucking sense, let's be honest. But it was an absolute blast to write. I really enjoyed it, and I just want to do more of that and throw in our this new moody ass Doctor and then Sparks and Eric at some point. It just seems really cool. But maybe in that one, that's when I can have. Spark say to Eric, well, maybe it's time you test out your new cloak, that's all I'm saying. And Eric's like, are you really? And I'm like, yeah, come on, let's go. Because
he has all the power. So
because
that would be
I was just gonna say, because like I really like it when Eric Sparks goes, "Give me your sword," and Eric's like, "Dude, it's not time to admire my blade right now. Just give it to me. You didn't want the mystery powers. I have to do this." So like the next one then could be him going, "Hey, I don't have to boost you now. You can do it yourself. Put on the coat."
Yeah, just remember to put on the coat, and we could have it we can make it where Eric, before he goes back to his universe, he always gives the cloak back to Sparks because he doesn't want that much power in his world.
Well, technically speaking, it wouldn't have to be so simplistic because the cloaks dematerialize whenever. So William can summon his cloak whenever he wants to. So can Mr. Pocket. They literally dematerialize out of nothing. So Sparks could make it so Eric cannot physically summon it when he's in his own universe.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking of like the symbolicness of it, of like, here's my cloak.
See,
and then you being like, here's your cloak, put it on. It's time to go to work.
So my first thought was kind of tying it into Eric from Global. What if it was a ring?
Okay.
And like when he wears the ring, that's when he can materialize. So when he's working with Sparks, he's always wearing the ring. And that allows him to materialize the cloak. But then when he leaves to go back home, he takes off the ring and hands it back to Sparks. Or it just disappears.
Yeah, I like the idea of the ring. That's cool. But I just love the symbolicness of, here you go. And then Sparks could be like showing up and be like, Eric, time to put this back on. It's time to go to work.
Well, see, the way that I've written Eric and Sparks are very banterous. I can literally just have it so Eric takes off the ring. He then makes the cloak appear and hands it to Sparks. Just to be a cocky fuck.
Just
and Sparks is like, dude, you can make this disappear. Why are you handing this before?
Yeah, because like what you could do is the powers of the mysteries is actually in the ring, not the cloak itself.
I'm throwing in a line when he first hands Sparks the cloak. I'm gonna have a line where Eric goes, make sure you do a delicate wash. I have sensitive skin.
Yes. Yes.
Because like the thing is, like, I just see them being like really good friends. This is why in chapter 1 of the crossover they meet each other. I'm not even going to call it a crossover anymore. It's just when they meet each other. Hence why I'm putting on Mysterious Origins. They do fight, but it doesn't like literally. It's just chapter 1. It doesn't even last that long. It's literally a quick hand to hand. Eric pulls out his sword, swipes Sparks with it, cuts his cheek, and Sparks is like, "Okay, you want to play with blades? Fine, I've got my own." Summons Rukaku's sword, carries on fighting for a second. Sparks blasts him with lightning. That's when Eric does the whole fang, wings, and red eyes and stuff. They both fly in the air, does round about the same thing again, and that's when they stop fighting each other because they realize, well, hang on a minute. Something's like different here. Like, you're a vampire, but you're like something. And then Eric's like, hang on, you smell like a demon, but something's different about you too. And then that's when I'm gonna have Sparks touch Eric and let him hear Rukaku. That's another thing about a mystery is they can hear Rukaku, so Eric will learn to listen to Rukaku. And then that's when chapter 2. Then I'm gonna have Van and Twilight go, not exactly fight, but they're gonna be like basically dick measuring contest. That's literally Twilight and Van.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And I putting these on the Order podcast too, or
Yes, yep. That's why I said I'm not gonna put it on Titles X because in my head, yes, okay, we're crossing over the universes, but it's just canon to the mystery storyline. Because now Eric
becomes canon to the Order storyline.
Yeah.
Because I could definitely play that off down the line, be like, well, I do have a friend I could call.
Well, see, that's kind of how I wanted it to go. Is like, if you ever, because obviously I know these are your books, but you're making them into audio. If you ever want to do a storyline later down the road where Eric calls Sparks or one of the mysteries, you could. You know,
well,
and then
even with us turning into books, it would be cool just because it would get if they read your books, and then there's Eric. They'll be like, wait, what's going on with this character? Well, they'd have to go pick up my books, and then vice versa.
But like, I can now include Eric in the mystery files because like the mystery files are just missions. They're no more going to be 5 chapters long. So currently we're doing a mission where there's a dimension with an island full of vampires, and they're planning on teleporting the island of vampires on into the Earth plane, and it will wreck Earth completely. Like if the island did appear, it would like cause tsunamis and shit. So Sparks is obviously going to stop that from happening. This is more than likely going to be like their first mission as mysteries, and it does go on a little bit where the mysteries are killing vampires, blah blah. But then Sparks is like, whoa, hang on a minute, why are we killing these people? We agreed that we defend everyone, including the Lost Dimension. Why don't we just move them somewhere else? We have the ability to now access the entirety of the multiverse of multiverses. Why don't we just put them somewhere where they can live, but they're not going to die? They don't, like, no sunlight and shit. And that's where Rose does a magic spell to move the island. But, like, in the mystery files, there's going to be different missions. I can include Eric in some of them. I can actually have you voice Eric and have Eric included. And I think that's actually really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me.
I kind of need him to meet Catherine at some point.
Uh-oh.
Catherine's my vampire. So she's not a main character. She's more of a side character. She does join the mysteries. But basically, in book 2, the only character you do see Sparks is kind of like what's happening with Sparks every now and then. But the whole team's kidnapped. Book 1 ends with like tragedy. The whole team is kidnapped, other than Twilight, because the facility, the scientist people who are experimenting on lost creatures, they only want Sparks. And they just want Sparks because they want to clone Sparks to put through Kaku in the clone and then weaponize the clone. Obviously, that doesn't work. The clone does live. He becomes a major bad guy later. But it, like, obviously that doesn't work. But the book 2 is just Twilight. Because they don't see Twilight as a threat. He doesn't have any superpowers. He doesn't do anything with the Lost Dimension. He just a dude with guns. That's all Twilight is. So, book 2 is Twilight now panicking. How the fuck do I get my friends back? Blah, blah. Stealthgon's girlfriend comes back and she helps him. But then Catherine turns up. Catherine is Twilight's ex-girlfriend. And she's a vampire. And she does end up helping Twilight. But 2's more of a case of all the backstory with Twilight. You learn about who his dad is, who the Moon Raiders were, which are Twilight's clan, very bad people, and stuff like this. And Catherine does become a mystery, so like it'd be kind of cool to. Oh, and then I've also got Desmond's brother, who's also a daywalker. So I have 2 vampires that Eric could meet. Vampire, and vampire,
and a werewolf, because he wouldn't be too friendly with that one.
See, that's going to be really hilarious because I don't have the whole silver thing, so I really do want one of your characters to shoot my werewolf, and he's going to be like, did you just shoot me? And then I'm like, wait, silver doesn't hurt you? No.
That would be Van.
Yeah, like, that silver doesn't hurt me. What are you talking about?
Either that or you could have Tasha do it, which is the werewolf.
Are your werewolves mentally linked? Like if there's 2 werewolves in their werewolf forms, can they
talk to each other? Yes.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have that too. But they can only talk to werewolves, if that makes sense. So like if Desmond's in his werewolf form, he can't mentally talk to Sparks.
Yeah.
He can only talk to
the only one she can is Van.
Yeah, that's cool. But well, saying that when they're mysteries, Desmond can, but that's because of Rikaku. Because of Rikaku, Sparks can mentally talk to everybody.
Because Van is her mate. That's the only reason why he can mentally talk to her.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, saying that, actually, Eric could also meet the Kingdom of Exoria characters as well, because they're mysteries. So he'd also meet Pantrax and Ignis and all that lot. That'd be kind of funny. Oh god, Van and Pantrax. Oh no. That's another dick measuring contest. It's just ones with guns and a shotgun and an axe and stuff. One's got a big sword and shield.
You're gonna have so much fun with Van, just going around like I'm better than you.
So are we gonna at some point give Eric's team cloaks as well, or is it just Eric?
I mean, that's really up to you. If you want them to be all mysteries, or if you just want them to know of the mysteries and help them, I'm fine with that. I mean, the only one that is, directly connected and linked to Eric would be Bella, because she's his soulmate. I don't remember what word I used for it, because I came up with a word.
Because what we could do is have it that all of Eric's teams are mysteries, like they're honorary mysteries, but only Eric has the ability to use the cloak and have all the powers.
Yeah, we could do that if you want to.
Because then, if I ever wanted to, let's say I do a mystery file where it's, like proper demons and shit, like demonic fucking things, I can have this whole thing of like maybe one of my characters question, why are the substitutes here? And like pointing at like Eric and his team, and Spark's like, whoa, hang on now, they're not substitutes, they're ordinary mysteries. But they don't even have all our powers. Yeah, they didn't want them. Just shut up and sit down.
Yeah, I could definitely see Van turning down all that power because he thinks he's already as good as he can be. He doesn't think he needs more. Bella, with her magic, I don't see her wanting to go too extreme. I think I might I might pull a Willow on a chapter with her and have her go dark side for a little bit. And then Tasha doesn't really care what mortals do. The only reason she joined the order was because of Van.
I wonder if your sorceress and my sorceress would work together. Would that even work?
What do you mean?
Well, obviously, which one is it that learns magic?
Bella.
Well, I have Rose. Now, at the minute, Rose's magic is very minuscule, but by the time she's a mystery, she can do all sorts of crap. So, like, would Bella and Rose better do spells together, even though they're from different universes?
I don't see why not. I mean, their magic. I mean, they could potentially amplify each other's magic.
Because how do you do magic again? It is like, she has to, like, say a spell, right?
Spells and, yeah, stuff like that.
Because at the minute, Rose has to mutter spells. When she's a mystery, she does still have to mutter spells. If she's using her mystery powers, it don't fucking matter. But Sparks doesn't. The only mystery abilities they use daily is things like the multiversal travel, the foresight, the ability to talk to each other without actually talking, like mentally, and things. That's pretty much it. Like they don't keep the things they can do. They don't do all the time. They don't like doing it because Sparks likes to keep a natural balance and things. So like Rose would only never have to mutter a spell if she goes into like mystery form, which would only need dire consequences. Which I'd like to do that in a mystery file at some point, is have a scenario where one of them does have to go mystery, like full blown.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, I could definitely see it where their spells could become potentially stronger because they're both drawing from the two different universes.
It would be kind of cool.
Magic in the Order is drawn from the life of that universe.
Yes, same with the Tales Quasha. It's drawn from the Lost Dimension. What would be really cool is if they I don't know, maybe they do a spell they say the same incantation and maybe their hands touch, or I don't know, something on those lines. Maybe they get I kind of see it as maybe like a glowing tattoo, or Doctor Strange when he uses the time stone, he gets a green ring of circles around his wrist, maybe something similar to that. But they can kind of if they say the same incantation together and they connect. They can like amplify, like it acts as like an amplifier to the pair of them. Like now they're like magically linked, so like they can bounce off each other, and their spells can interweave, and they kind of become sorceress sisters for a short period of time.
Yeah, I'm all on for that. But what if one says one half, and the other one finishes it?
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm
that'd be cool. Yeah, that works. Yeah. So I'm actually,
and I still like them touching in the rings thing. I still like that, because I can actually add that into my story that Bella's mom or Bella's dad could be like, "Where'd you get that tattoo?" And she'd be like, "Oh, it's nothing. It's just something a friend of mine gave me."
yeah, because the Rosie's only got one tattoo, so I can have it. So now she has two, and the only tattoo she has is linked to Sparks, because Fukaku brands his main team. So if any of them die or like are very close to death or anything, Fukaku can instantly just teleport Sparks towards them. So they're branded with a safety protocol technically.
And we could do it to where, like, if in my universe, it starts glowing at some point, I can have Bella be like drained, like she's a little bit weaker, and it's because Rose, right?
Yeah.
Rose needed a little extra power, so she drew some from her spell sister.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking like once
They meet and become like spell sisters, like, let's make this a real thing. Like, you can have, like, Parabatai.
yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, hang on, so you're basically making it so they're soulbound, like
Yeah,
like
well,
Paradise.
sort of. They're magically bound because
Yeah.
she already has a soulmate, which is Eric.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
And you could do the same too. Like, in one of your episodes, you could have Rose like not feeling well or something, and she notices that tattoo's glowing, and she'd be like, "Oh, Bella must have needed some of my power."
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, we'll keep that. I like that a lot.
And this could allow actually interdimensional communication too. The two could talk to each other. Which I really like that, because she could, like, Bella could have somebody she goes to that's not part of the order to vent.
Question: does Bella ever meditate? Because that's how Rose does a lot of her like regeneration. Her like if she ever drains herself too much, she'll meditate. So I'm thinking, what if Bella ever meditated? That's when they can enter some form of like consciousness, like communication type thing.
Once she starts getting really into magic, yes. Like, the first couple chapters, she's just playing with magic. She doesn't really get heavy into it.
Yeah.
But once she gets heavy into it, then yeah.
Because Sparks and Rose meditate quite a lot. Well, actually, no, saying that, Leo also meditates because Leo's blue energy. In Tales of Quasia, different colored energies are more prominent in different things. So Leo's is blue, and blue is all life. So his energy is pure life. He can, if he wanted to, he could start a forest. He just can't because that can kill him. But like so Rose's magic is bound to her emotion of love itself. So that's why her and Sparks meditate together. So they're like always unified, and like Sparks and Rose talk to each other all the time. And this is literally, I don't think in any one of my books Sparks and Rose have an argument. I don't think they do, because I didn't want I didn't want to do that trope of, oh my god, they're gonna break up. Oh no, they've broken up for like half a book. Or I don't want to do any of that. I want a story where, hey, here's a couple. Yeah, well, guess what? They're a fucking good couple. Deal with it.
Well, I kind of did do that, because Eric and Van and Tasha get into it when it's all about Van's episode. Van and Tasha basically chew each other out. It's funny. But I was just thinking what would be kind of cool to do if you wanted to, because you're the faster rider. We could do a whole little segment. Just doesn't have to be like chapters long or anything, but it'd just be a little segment of the two of them in like this meditation zone where they meet and talk about, previous events and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Kind of doing a recap, you know what I mean? Like a recap episode where it's just them talking about, well, this is what's been going on with us. And
see, now that we're talking about it, I am kind of tempted. And this wouldn't be an ongoing story. Like, Chapter 2 wouldn't link to Chapter 1. It'd be kind of like an anthology type thing, where it's, yeah, okay, there's action, but it's more day in the life type shit. But it's both Tales of Quasia and The Order, and you jump between both universes, and, Sparks hangs out with Eric, they train, they go off and do things, maybe Twilight and Van are gun testing, and, Twilight can, I don't know, give help with Van can, and Twilight maybe go hunt a lost demon together, or I don't know, whatever's in your dimension together, universe together or something, and we could do the whole Rose and Bella communicating and things like that. It's just I am kind of now tempted to do and it'd be anthology, so each chapter would be its own separate thing. So one is like, I don't know, when they're first being friends, and the next one could be at a completely different point of view. Because if I'm doing all of the mysteries as well, William could be in this, Mr. Pocket could be in this, because they're all mysteries. They're all literally in the mystery file that I'm writing at the minute. Mr. Pocket's going to turn up and use his Marvel and DC abilities. So they're all involved. But yeah, that's kind of where my head's at. Is I'm kind of tempted to do kind of like a best bud type of storyline with both. Yeah.
That would be very cool.
But do it so it's not always connect an anthology. So one chapter, it's a case of, hey, Sparks and Eric have gone off and they're working with that doctor with the TARDIS thingy again. Stealthgon's bored, so he runs so fast he jumps to fucking your universe to, I don't know, hang out with Bella for some random reason, and they end up, I don't know, chilling out, and then end up stopping a demon. I don't know.
We could do it because that's your younger one, right?
Yeah, he's my speedster.
The speedster's the younger one, though. He's the more teenager one, right?
Yeah, so he's 14. Everyone else is older than 18.
Okay, then he could, because you have so many mysteries, he could go and hang out with, good God, why did I just lose his name? I believe it's Steve. Which is, on Ruthie's team, or Angelique's team, he's a werewolf. He's the cousin to Tasha. So you could have access to all my Order characters. I mean, you would have access to all the Order characters anyways.
Okay, so one thing we haven't brought up is, and by the way, I am going to start writing this, by the way, because I'm really liking this idea, but the one question
Welcome to the writing room, everybody.
the one thing that we haven't discussed is, where do the Misfits tie in to Eric's team? Because we have said they're going to meet each other, and they kind of they're not going to become best friends, but it's going to be kind of like a Batman Red Hood scenario where they both know they exist, they do work together sometimes, but they do kind of just 90% of the time, the Order save people, the Misfit get paid to save people, and they just coexist. And so because I could bring in the Misfits into this if we wanted to, but I don't know when the Misfits are gonna officially meet the Order.
We know that from your stories, we know that they've seen Van, because they were in the casino.
Yes.
Or one of them was in the casino. So far only one of them's met a member of the Order, but they all know about the Order, right?
Yeah, they know of the Order, they just don't like being around them.
Okay, so what if we do a chapter, what chapter am I on? I'm on chapter 8, right? I said that earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what if we do I do 9 and 10, because that's got Angelique's team in it. And then on chapter 11, we do a chapter where you guys are hired to go after, let's say, a dragon egg. And the order is sent to go to go get the dragon egg to protect it. And we both can, because that way our two teams can kind of fight over what we're doing for it. And then you guys, maybe you learn that the dragon egg was going to be used for an omelet or something. And you're like, nah, that ain't going to work for us. You've already gotten paid. You just haven't, and you steal the egg back and it somehow ends up in Eric's house. You know what I mean?
No, I like that. Well, I left the Misfits on a cliffhanger because I've now done each character has a mission, but I left the third one on a cliffhanger because he loses. And so the other two have to go save his ass in the next one. So how many chapters have you've got to do? So
9 and 10.
So
this
if
would be chapter 11.
So if I do, so I think I'm on chapter 4. I think I'm going to check. Yeah. So if I do chapter 5, they save him. Chapter 6, I'll then do like another bounty or something. I'll end chapter 6 with them going, is their boss going, all right, guys, you're gonna have to go steal something for us. We got hired. These people want it, and then the Misfits like, all right, okay, what we stealing? And I'll just end it with him going, you're stealing the egg of a dragon, and they're like, huh? And I'll just end it there, like point blank confusion, and then that would then lead up to tie in with your chapter 11.
Yeah, and then and then in chapter 11 we both work on it together. We can each do like a section, a chapter, or not a chapter, but a paragraph or two paragraphs of each in the different point of views. You know what I mean? So it's literally us working on it together. So
Yeah.
it'd be my chapter 11, your chapter 7.
Or, because that's going to be hella confusing, because don't forget, mine's in first person.
I know.
What we could do is name both chapters the same thing, but you do part 1 and I do part 2. I do part 1 and you do part 2.
What?
Hold out your hand and close your eyes.
What did the kid do this time? Ow. Peeps! The kid got me peeps. Yay. I love peeps. Yeah, we could. Yeah. I see what you're saying by the confusion and stuff like that. It'd be a little bit harder to write, but as long as we have our characters doing the same things, and if our characters do interact with each other, we have both sets in the. So who's going to write it first, you or me? Because I'd have to add in whatever you write.
It's your universe, dude. I mean, what do you feel more comfortable doing? Do you want to start it? Do you want to end it? All I know is the last time we did this, you wanted to start it because you said that you wouldn't like to continue because you said you'd find that hard. But I'm just saying, if you want, it's your universe. I'll let you pick.
Well, since I started it last time, I'll go ahead and end it this time. Get me out of my comfort zone. Try something new.
Okay, cool. So, because we originally said the Misfits were going to be mysteries, if you remember, we originally said that. Originally, way back when the Misfits, were first created, that they would be mysteries from your universe. So I can still keep that technically, because I do. Originally, my plan was to have their boss be the mystery, but now that we're having Sparks literally meet Eric and make him a mystery, I'm kind of tempted to have, because I don't really like the boss character. He's kind of a knob. I'm kind of tempted to have it so the 3 kill him, and then they become their own bosses. Like they still get paid to do stuff, but they become their own bosses. Like they kind of, I don't know, maybe the boss is kind of like, hey, go kill these children, and they're like, fuck no, and then kill him instead or something.
What if you did it, tying it back to our crossover, where whoever hired him to steal the dragon egg, when they give you the money but they actually don't get to keep the egg, they kill him. Like, they had no connection to your Misfits, so they're gonna kill the one they know they have connection to.
I mean, yeah, but I just thought of something really fucked up.
Okay, I just throwing it out there, man.
Because you originally said that whoever wanted the egg is to eat it, and in my head it went, what if the boss tells the Misfits that someone hired them to kidnap the egg? But in reality, it's a case of the boss wants the egg because once it's cracked open and mixed with this, that, and the other, if he drinks it, he'll become like,
I don't have anything else.
omnipotent or some shit.
But I do have something to tell you.
And that's when the Misfits are like, hell, fuck, no, you're not eating a dragon egg.
Oh,
21.
nice. Who is it? Tier 5 Luffy? Oh, sick.
Yep.
Sorry.
Expensive, though.
Xander was talking to me.
Rude.
Yeah, I know. He's supposed to be making a video for you.
Try to test things out with my car.
So, yeah.
Did you catch
he's basically wanting the egg, but he's saying that they were hired to steal it. But he wants it for his own purposes.
Because we could have it so they give him the egg, and then he walks over to this, I don't know, cauldron like thing. I can make it look like, probably dark and creepy and everything. They kind of have this, like, because they're experimented on. Don't forget they're not meant to be supernatural, so they could have this like flashback of them being experimented on. They're like, hang on, what are you doing with the egg? And he's like, well, you see, I kind of learned that if this gets put into this and the other, and I drink this crap, I'm gonna become like the top dog. I'll own this town, and not just this town, I'll own half the fucking state. And then I can have the three characters like, yeah, no, not happening. Fight him, kill him, and that's when, the three of them are like, so what do we do with the egg? And they're like, well, we could sell it, we could put it back, and then I'll just end it with, and like, you don't have to voice them or anything. I'll just end it with like, Eric steps outside, enjoying the fresh morning air, looks down, and there's a box with the dragon egg in it.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, no, hang on. The only...
Oh, no.
No, the only issue with that is you said you were going to end it. If this is part of the crossover, unless you officially end the crossover and then... Oh, no, I don't know how we're going to do that now.
Well, technically, if we end the crossover with you guys getting the egg, right? And taking it back to your boss, that would end the crossover. Because all you would be doing in the next episode is just giving it back to him. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very true.
So could end your episode with your next episode with, hey, like, for example, the whole episode, you're doing a job or whatever, and you guys are still talking about the egg. Like, what are we going to do with it? We got to figure out what we're doing with it. And then at the end of that episode, Eric walks out and there's the egg.
Yeah, no, I kind of like that, to be fair. Because it'd be kind of like a TV show then in that sense. Because, like the Arrowverse kind of did important things. Like, I think it's like Crisis on Earth X where Oliver and Barry both get married. And like that's in a crossover, even though that's like a major important thing. And like, just the next episode, oh, by the way, they're married now. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so chapter 8 then. If chapter 7 is crossover, chapter 8, boss dies. Okay, so I actually was stuck on Misfits after chapter 5. So no, I'm not. Which then also gives Lost Stories something else to do because I haven't done Lost Stories in a while.
Well, you'll have something for Lost Stories, not next month, but the month afterwards, because Ruby. So.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so when are you... So you're doing Marvel in May.
Mm-hmm.
When... So this crossover then ain't going to come out for a while. Because if you're doing Order, One Piece, Sailor Moon...
Because I'm treating the Order or the chosen one, I should say. I'm treating it a little bit differently because it's an original story, whereas the other ones are continuations of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's more just me getting stuff out for it. Whereas this is an original story, so I'm going to treat it a little bit differently. So I might drop order the chosen one storyline a little bit more often. So, and with talking to you, I've actually got ideas rolling around in my head too of some stuff I could have them do. So like I said, I got 2 chapters I got to finish. I just got to record.
Yeah.
And once that's done, edit them out, and they're out. That's 9 and 10. And then I can start on, well, once you start the crossover and finish it. So really, it's when do you want to put out the crossover? Because you're starting it.
Well, in April, I'll write chapter 5, and if I can, chapter 6. And then let's both get to the point where the crossover actually starts. So I need to get chapter 5 and 6 out. You need to get chapter 9 and 10 out. So let's get them out of the way first. And then when we're both up to date to that point, let's see where, like, how we want to do the crossover then, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Because I can drop Misfits whenever I want, you know. Because
Yeah.
I have access to the order. Wait, do I? I don't have it, but I can always send it to you and go, hey, drop this.
Yeah.
So
You
like,
just got to send it to me, and
yeah.
I can drop it.
So I could, like, I think I know how chapter 5 is gonna go. Chapter 6, I have an idea for, and then so like, I think I can come up with something. I'm gonna have to read chapter 4 again though because I forgot the bad guy's name, which is pretty bad of me.
Hey, don't feel bad. I keep forgetting the word for soulmate for my order for my chosen one story, and I created the word. At least I think I did.
But yeah, I think. Do you know we've actually done pretty well? For the first one. Like you've got Marvel sorted. I have a crossover that isn't the major crossover. We have Unionverse, several chapters. You're included in that, and we got 2 new storylines, which Rufy with Jeff the Shark is really racking my brain. I'm gonna have to write this. Like Rufy with Jeff the Shark is gonna be fucking hilarious.
Okay, I just got 2 things you got to add to Ruthie as her character. Okay. She's a cheerleader because my Ruthie's a cheerleader. And she plays the flute.
Oh my god, Jeff the Shark keeps eating her pom poms.
Yeah, I was thinking that, or dancing to her flute music.
Okay, so cheerleader plus because like oh yeah, what if it's the case of like Ruthie's trying to do like homework or trying to like call one of her like girlfriend type things, and Jeff keeps like nudging the flute to her like play it sort of thing, and when she plays it he falls asleep.
Oh my god.
Okay, no, I'm sold on that story now. I'm so sold. The thing is, I don't care if they're like 5 minutes long, 10 minutes. They don't have to be like massive chapters. It's literally just going to be a fun storyline with like, a teenage girl with a pet land shark.
Yeah.
Which eventually, I could then have it so the next major crossover or anything, if I want to bring Jeff into it, I can, because he's canon. And then, like, I could have it so, whenever I want to bring Jeff into something, Rufy says to him, okay, you go be a hero like I know you are, just be careful, okay? And then Jeff can go, like, help out and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I love it. And you got your Doctor Strange story now, too.
Yeah, that's for, okay, Marvel. So, yeah, Universe 19, yeah. So, yeah, I think we've done really well this time around, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, not a bad session.
Not a bad session at all.
And see, all the people got to listen to it. Aww.
Well, see, because this is why I said let's do this, because, look how much we've done in 2 hours. You know, that is a lot of stories covered. We've got crossovers happening. We've got new stories happening. You're set now. You know what you're doing. You're not scatterbrained as much now when it comes to story writing and things. You know, we both know what we're doing. I'm taking April off. I'm definitely doing that, and I'm writing my ass off throughout April. I've got plenty of stuff to write, you know, and things. And then next month, you know, we do this again. We're always going to be set. We're always going to be set.
We're always going to have something we can work on and keep going, because we didn't cover nostalgia time, which that's okay, because I'm focusing on Marvel in order right now. So
yeah, but
story time.
Next month I'm gonna have new things that I need to focus on, and you'll have new. So like maybe next month that's what we focus on. Is next month, even though you may not do nostalgia time for a little while, next month we just make sure that you at least have a chapter for each thing. So when you do come to nostalgia time, you're sorted. You know, stuff like that.
Yes, I agree completely.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm happy with that. If you're happy with that.
I am happy. Happy.
What you have just listened to is a product created by the Three Ranger Bros Studio.
Hosted by three cosplaying fathers who
happen to be massive geeks of all sorts of fandoms.
They are Mark, the Red Cornish Ranger,
Cosplay Dude 637,
and Tai Tiger.
The studio covers different types of YouTube videos, TikToks, podcasts, and live streams.
If you wish to find out who cosplays who, the YouTube channels, the TikTok accounts, and the podcasts, and all of the other social media platforms,
please go to the 3rangerbrostudios.com.